I'm gonna be spending the next 24 hours at this grocery store, Spudshed. Why? Because I can, and because you're gonna watch it. But seriously, I saw a guy do a video like this in the States at a Buc-ee's. I really liked the idea, so I decided to do the same thing myself. Unfortunately, I live in Australia and almost nothing is open 24/7. So I had to choose this very obscure local grocery chain started by an absolute mad Italian potato mobster known as Spudshed. Now, some of you might be asking, what is a Spudshed? The name says it all. It's a shed, and it's all about the spuds. Spudshed is a no-frills warehouse packed with fresh produce at great prices. It's all about potatoes, but they've got everything from apples to zucchinis. No fancy displays, just honest food for people who know a bargain. It's simple, unpretentious, and gets the job done. Good food, no nonsense. So here are the rules for this challenge. Every hour for the next 24 hours, I will go into Spudshed and make a purchase. Any food item that I buy in this Spudshed must be consumed by the end of the challenge. And number 3, I'm gonna try and complete an ultramarathon around the property in my downtime. I'm gonna try and walk or run a total of 50 kilometers, which is kind of like running a marathon, except way cooler. Because anytime a conversation about marathon comes up, you get to tell all the people that you've never done a marathon, but you did an ultra once. That way you can make them feel inferior, even though they probably trained way harder and longer and ran way faster than you. Well, essentially you just walk 2 kilometers an hour for 24 hours. But it's still better than a marathon. It's harder. So it's 8 a.m., time to start my Strava, officially enter the Potato Palace, and get this challenge underway. So my first time going into Spudshed, I had no idea what I was getting into. I was hungry, sure, but I wasn't ready for what was about to happen. I walk in and boom, this place is a maze of fruit and vegetables. The entrance, it's like stepping into a labyrinth. You think you're just going in for some potatoes, maybe a bag of onions, but no, you're suddenly trapped. It's like someone took the entire produce section of every grocery store and tossed it in here, with no rhyme or reason. Tomatoes on one side, lettuce on the other, and a wild mix of every vegetable you've ever heard of, and some you haven't. You're thinking, all right, I can get in and out in 5 minutes, but nope, you can't. You're lost in a jungle of carrots, cauliflower, and the world's largest bag of spuds. So there I was, surrounded by racks of produce, lost in a sea of kale, carrots, and cucumbers, wondering if I'd ever see the light of day again. But then I thought, heck, I'm not mad about it. This is where I need to be. It wasn't about getting in and out fast. It was about embracing the madness of it all. Every turn, every corner, another fresh surprise. It wasn't a grocery store, it was an experience. So I decided to start the challenge off sensibly with a iced coffee with protein and an apple. Fairly reasonable for breakfast, I would say. Just gonna enjoy these while walking around the property, because I gotta get those steps in, gotta get those kilometers ticking over, so we can actually finish this challenge. I'm just kind of realizing there's not gonna be much downtime. Even though it's only 2 kilometers an hour, I'm gonna have to keep up the pace, especially if I wanna be able to sleep tonight. I'm gonna have to get ahead on these kilometers. So I spent $4.40 on this first purchase. I have a goal of spending under $100 in the next 24 hours. So that means the average purchase needs to be less than about $4. See if we can make that happen. Luckily, Spudshed's got some of the best prices in town. So in this challenge, we're also gonna find out if walking 50 kilometers is enough to offset 24 hours of Spudshed purchases. See what the calories burned versus the calories consumed were by the end. Protein iced coffee's not bad. It's seriously lacking sweetness for having 21 grams of sugar in it, so don't know what that sugar's doing. 400 calories eaten, 1.5 kilometers walked, and it's already 9 o'clock, time to go in for my second round. Too much mucking around that hour. Gotta get in there quick, get ahead on these kilometers. At this rate, I'm not gonna hit the goal. Thank you. Well, I was trying to go the cheap route and just get 5 lychees. Never had lychees before. Just juice, so I got an idea, but we'll try those. 5 lychees, $2.50. What's up with that? Pretty good, tastes like a grape. Not worth 50 cents a piece though. Lychees, a little bit annoying to eat, but 5 stars, I like them. All right, 10 a.m., 4 kilometers down. Time to head back in, start the 3rd hour. Back on track with the kilometers. We're under budget on the food so far. Let's find something interesting to eat. Amazing find, Super LXR Hero Hydration Acai Blueberry. electrolytes, antioxidants, vitamins, green tea extract, polyphenols, L-carnitine, L-glutamine, and alpha GPC. This is some hardcore stuff. Also, I'm gonna stick to liquids for a bit. Not feeling hungry at all. Still got another 22 hours ahead of us. Arizona iced tea too. Hello. All right, purchase number 3 done. Let's give this a shot. It actually tastes delicious. So let's keep walking, get those steps up. This hour is just gonna be pure me getting those kilometers in. I gotta get ahead on this thing. So while I'm doing that, let's find out what even is Spudshed. So Spudshed is an independent supermarket chain in the state of Western Australia. It was founded by a guy named Tony Galati in 1998.
Potato King, the Spud King himself.
Tony Galati! It was originally opened as a farmer's market, but Tony and his family managed to grow it to 17 locations across the state, all operating 24 hours a day. They're most known for retailing low-cost produce grown on the Galati family farms throughout the state. Now, Tony is not only known for having the best browse in the Southern Hemisphere, but also his long-standing legal battles with the PMC. What is the PMC? The Potato Marketing Corporation of Western Australia. The PMC was a government body that regulated and oversaw the potato industry in the state. It ensured quality control, stabilized prices, and managed supply to protect both growers and consumers. Sounds pretty reasonable, right? Wrong. It's a potato Gestapo. They're a government organization created to ensure that no potato grower has a monopoly of the industry. And they do that by taking the entire potato industry and nationalizing it, or in other words, own the monopoly for themselves. We all know how government-controlled economies turn out. At the time, Western Australia was the only state that regulated the potato market, with the PMC determining who could grow potatoes, how many could be planted, and what varieties could be grown. PMC also has the authority to stop and search vehicles suspected of carrying more than 50 kilograms of potatoes. Keep in mind, I'm not talking about marijuana or opium plants, I'm talking about potatoes here. Now Tony, much like myself, not a big fan of government regulation. So needless to say, the PMC and the Paisano potato profit didn't quite see eye to eye. So one day back in 1998, the PMC refused to accept trucks of potatoes from Galati because they were running a bit late. So in protest, Tony started giving away all the potatoes for free, while calling for the regulatory agency to be dismantled and allow for free competition. So because Tony wasn't actually selling the potatoes, and he was just giving them away for free, the PMC really couldn't do anything to him. However, that was just the beginning of the Spud King's battle with the PMC. This went all the way up to the Supreme Court, and Tony got dragged into trial and was even facing jail time for growing potatoes and selling them in his own stores. Gotta love that Australian nanny state. The Spud King was quoted after the Supreme Court ruled against him, saying, "They won the injunction, but believe me, they are not going to stop us. We are going to grow spuds and sell them." In 2015, the present government should be absolutely embarrassed to drag us into the Supreme Court and get an injunction to stop us from growing potatoes. I can't believe it. I'm not afraid to go to jail, and I will do what it takes. No one out there is more passionate about potatoes than Tony. After a long-fought battle, the Spud King finally defeated the Potato Gestapo in 2016.
20 years I fought those bastards, 20 years. And eventually, they just couldn't hide it anymore because it was so wrong. They broke every market law. And thank God, in 2016, the McGowan government deregulated.
The PMC was finally abolished because the government thought the potato industry would work better without government control, so they deregulated it. This means farmers and businesses now handle the production, pricing, and selling of their own potatoes without any government intervention. The idea was to make the market more competitive and allow businesses to make their own decisions. Wow, what an incredible thought. Free market. Tony's fight with the PMC undoubtedly changed the potato industry forever and cemented his name as the undisputed Spud King and absolute legend forever. So that's a little bit of the history of the Spud King and his Spud Palace. Quite the inspirational story. You can fight for whatever you believe in, even if it's potatoes. But even if your cause isn't as important as something like potatoes, it's still worth the fight. 11 a.m., 7 kilometers walked, Time to head in for my 4th round. $7 mangoes are a little excessive, Tony. Hello. I got myself a plant-based golden gay time ice cream, only 99 cents. It was the only ice cream they sold in individuals. I'm not too sure how this whole plant-based thing is gonna go. I think this is gonna make me feel horrendous. But on the bright side, I was browsing in the reduced clearance area and I found an absolute gem. Spudshed socks with like a monkey or a cat or something and Tony on there. Definitely wearing these for the rest of the challenge. Coming up on 10 kilometers. I'm gonna go in for my 5th round at Spudshed, but it's starting to get a little hot in there. People are starting to recognize me. Maybe because I'm wearing this obnoxious bright green tiger shirt and I've been in there 5 times in 5 hours. But I'm gonna head off to the next location. There's another Spudshed about 15 minutes away, so I'm gonna drive over there. It'll give me enough time to get my kilometers in for the next round and then hit up Spudshed for round number 6 after. So let's go do round number 5 now and then hit the road. Got to the next Spudshed location. This one looks a lot nicer. All the parking bays are under shade and gonna run into the mall, see what's up, get those steps in. Still gotta get ahead on that so we can actually sleep tonight. All right, best time of the hour. Time to go shopping in Spudshed. Brand new Spudshed. Get to see all the cool little goodies they got in there. Coming up on 14 kilometers and this will be stop number 6.
You ever step into a place and feel like you've just stumbled onto something real? That's what it's like walking into a new Spudshed for the first time. The doors open and bam, the smell of earth, fresh produce hits you like a wave. It's not shiny, not polished, but it's alive. There's something magical about it, like being a kid again, when the world was full of possibility. You look around, bright oranges, deep reds, that perfect green, potatoes everywhere. Rough, imperfect, but beautiful in their simplicity. No plastic, no frills, just real, honest food. It's like nature showing off, and it's all right there for you to take. And then there's the joy. Not the kind you buy, but the kind you feel in your bones. The way a kid feels walking into a candy store. You forget all the noise, all the stress. It's just you, the produce, and the wonder of something simple. In a world that's often too polished, it's a reminder. Sometimes joy comes from the most unexpected places.
Stop number 6, got a yogurt pouch and some ghost pepper tortilla chips. Yogurt to get some protein in, tortilla chips, I don't know, a little more excitement. We'll see how hot these ghost peppers are. I didn't get a drink, so we'll have to see if they're really hot. I might have to make stop number 7 a little bit earlier. Ghost pepper tortillas. Ooh, smells spicy. Let's try them. Oh, oh, they're really sweet. Sweet at the beginning, but it like sneaks up the back of your throat. I'm not gonna be able to finish this bag without a drink, but they are pretty good, but spicy. Made in Indonesia. They're called panchos. Not bad at all. Well, those chips really clean out the sinuses. But just gonna do a couple more minutes of walking here, get up to around 17 kilometers, and then head in round number 7. So one of the best things about Spudshed is you can get things that are extremely local, made just in the next suburb over. And you can also get things from all around the world, like this chrysanthemum tea from Singapore, this tapatio pickle, probably from America, but seems Mexican, and some sardines. So that's what I got. Bit of a weird combination, but let's try these things. Chrysanthemum tea, interesting. Honestly, just tastes like honey dissolved in water. Pretty good. Now this is something interesting. Let's give it a shot. Ooh, smells very pickly, very spicy too. Oh, I actually really like pickles, but this is kind of unbearable. And now I gotta finish it. That was tough to get down. Gonna have these sardines now. Gonna mix them with the chips I had earlier. I actually like these though, so that won't be too bad. Let me get some more kilometers in. Well, I'm not sure if it's all the strange food combinations or walking around in the sun for 7 hours, but I'm feeling pretty rough right now. A nap would be nice, but I also don't want to be walking around for hours on end in the middle of the night, so I'd like to get ahead on the kilometers, but definitely gonna have to take it easy on the next snack I buy at Spudshed. 3 p.m. I've got 20 kilometers under my belt. Time to load up for my 8th trip to Spudshed. Korea's #1 cream soda. It's carbonated, but it has like a milky texture. It's very strange, but very good. I like it. Back to the walking. Got to get these kilometers in. I've resorted to mall walking. As you can see, it's getting a little bit cooked out there today. Mall walking's nice. Enjoy the aircon. 21 kilometers in, officially done a half marathon, but not halfway done the challenge yet. I am gassed. I don't know if it's a huge insulin crash from all the sugar or it's just been a big day in the sun and lots of walking, but I'm feeling it. 4 o'clock, time for my next trip into Spudshed. Let's see if we can find a little pick-me-up in there. All right, so like I said, I was feeling a little tired. Picked up this cold brew coffee, 0 sugar in it, which is good. It's also reduced, which is also great. Then I did something completely unhinged. I got the XL protein cookie, 60 grams of protein, over 1,000 calories in this thing. It was $9. Just had to try it. Don't know if that was a good idea. It's quite good. A little bit proteiny, if you know what I'm saying. Interesting. All right, 25 kilometers in. It's officially halfway done the walking for this challenge. I also finished half of this cookie. It's tough to get it through. Not sure what'll be tougher, the cookie or the walking for the rest of the challenge. I've gone into Spudshed 9 times so far. That means still have like 15 times left. It's gonna be a long night. That cold brew coffee was just what I needed. A little bit of a pick me up. Kind of got canceled out by the 1,000 calorie cookie. Now let's go for this 10th shopping trip at the wonderful Spudshed. Also, after this shopping trip, it'll be 5 times in 5 hours at the same store. Got to keep it moving. We're gonna move on to a different Spudshed. The next one down the road is just 14 minutes away. I got these little Hello Panda snacks, cookies and cream flavored. I got this absolutely preposterous orange. It's a 1 pound orange. This is absolutely massive. It looks like a small pumpkin. And the best thing, possibly the second best find of the day so far, the Tony air freshener. Can't believe it took me 5 trips into that store to finally find this. 10 total. I don't even know if it was at the first store. I could have missed it as well. Tony sure knows how to market himself. He's got all the merch. Tony, what is going on with these GMO oranges? This is ridiculous. Seriously. Just made it to the following spud shed, third one of the day. And to be honest, I'm kind of liking this one. Haven't been inside yet, obviously. But the thing is, I was planning on spending the night at my local spud shed, which is great spud shed, but it's not the best location. See, with any 24-hour establishment, there are some shady, seedy people that tend to hang out there in the late hours of the night. But however, this one is more in a, hold on, better start my Strava again. However, this one is more in an industrial area. So there's no homeless people hanging around, which probably be a lot more peaceful for sleeping, for walking around when it's dark. Might be out where I have to spend the night. We'll see. For now, time to finish this massive GMO pumpkin orange. Definitely need to see if I can find that piece of merch. 6 o'clock, brand new spud shed. I'm pumped. Let's do it.
So I walked into my third spud shed of the day. You'd think by now I'd be some sort of expert, navigating the aisles with ease, dodging the crowds, scanning for the perfect potatoes. But let me tell you, after visiting 11 spud sheds in one stretch, the magic starts to wear off. That childlike excitement, the one I'd felt earlier when the doors first swung open and the world of fresh produce hit me like a punch of pure joy, it was gone. Burnout. Yeah, that's the word for it. It's not the store's fault. Heck, it's possibly the best damn grocery chain in the world. But when you've done the loop so many times, it starts to feel like you're in a never-ending cycle of produce. You just can't sustain that level of enthusiasm forever. But then, out of nowhere, there he was. The brows, the short shorts, the unmistakable swagger. Tony, the man himself, the founder, the legend. You couldn't miss him. I froze. For a moment, I forgot about the potatoes, the burnout, the tired feet. I walked up to him. "Hey," I said, "can I grab a quick photo? Big fan. Love shopping at your stores." He looked at me for a second, gave a little nod, and said, "Thanks for supporting us." Like it was the most natural thing in the world. Then, just as quickly, he was gone. Off to do whatever it is that Tony does. I stood there for a second, starstruck, feeling this little burst of energy shoot through me. It was like a switch had flipped. I'd been running on fumes, but now I was ready to finish the challenge. The magic was back. Maybe not the childlike wonder, but something better. A reminder that sometimes you just need a little push, a little spark from the people who built it all. And with that, I was back at it. Another spud shed, another set of potatoes to sort through. But this time, I was gonna finish what I started.
Picked up this extremely sour candy. Crazy Crackles, TNT. Has a bit of like a pick me up, get the senses. 7 p.m., trip number 12. $169 for a 5-pack of dish sponges. What a great deal. Up to 34 kilometers now. What a beautiful sight. That sunset over a spud shed parking lot. Best time of the hour, time to go back into spud shed. Picked myself up a bubble tea. That's 13 straight transactions at spud sheds. Bank still hasn't flagged my card. 9 p.m., round 14. I think all that spicy food from earlier is really starting to catch up with me. My guts are churning. It's gonna be a long night. It's really tough trying to find something that I feel like is gonna agree with my stomach. Just don't want anything right now. 13th trip, and honestly I could not do it. I couldn't find anything that would that felt like it could sit in my stomach. So I ended up just going with this reusable shopping bag with the good old Spud King on there. Probably should have got that first trip I went in there. Then I could have been using it this whole time. But I'm gonna try and walk this off a little bit. Honestly, I'm struggling. This is one of the toughest challenges I've ever done. And got another about 45 minutes till I gotta go back in there. All right, walked it off a little bit, feel a lot better. Just gonna rest for the next 30 minutes here. But we hit 38 kilometers and it's only 9:30. It's a long night ahead of us. Not too many kilometers to walk. So gonna be able to sleep a little bit. Plan's working out so far. Let's just hope our stomach can cooperate from here on out. 10 p.m. Time for the next trip to Spudshed. Why the glasses? Well, even though I'm completely destroying my body and wrecking my sleep schedule for this challenge, I still care about my circadian rhythm. Also, might make it a little bit easier for me to have some naps. For trip number 15, not too sure about these, but the club soda was the smart choice. Hopefully that's gonna help my belly. Wow, water, so good. I don't know why those are so hard to open. They smell really good, actually. These taste amazing. I'm gonna hold off on them because my stomach's just feeling all right. Don't want to push it just yet. Tummy is upside down right now, so that's not great. But the good news is we're closing in on 40 kilometers. That's good because I just realized it's actually starting to get pretty cold. I didn't bring pants or a jacket or anything, so I'm just in t-shirt and shorts here. It'll probably be getting pretty chilly. Might even have to run the heater in the car for a little bit. 11 p.m., trip number 16. We're doing the night shift tonight at Spudshed. Picked up a banana and these Cadbury Astros, little chocolates. Hopefully the banana will be nice and easy on my stomach. We'll see about the Astros. Astros, not bad. I like them. It's officially midnight. Time to head back in. And it's actually still quite a few people here for being midnight. Spudshed's popping. Stomach's still a little bit questionable. So I picked up this Stony ginger beer. I first had this in Tanzania, and it's an incredibly gingery but also very sweet ginger beer. It's non-alcoholic. Hopefully the ginger will help settle my stomach a little bit. Just a little over 41 kilometers in. I'm probably not gonna walk anymore until it gets light out. So around 5 a.m. I'll kick it back up and can do around 3 kilometers an hour. Finish off the challenge. Time to head back in. Shop number 17, I guess. Fun curls. Roasted, not fried. What else do you get at 1 a.m.? Ooh, very pizza-y. Oh yeah. All right, 2 o'clock in the morning. Didn't sleep last hour. Let's go pick up something to eat. 2 a.m. Plum. 3 a.m. Time to get back to it. Back to the shed. It's been officially 20 trips into Spudshed. 3 in the morning, 4 more trips to go. 4 more trips, 5 more hours. Let's eat this Twix. It's a mini Twix. Twix wafer sticks. Ooh. The inside is a really nice texture. 4 a.m. Time for some breakfast, I guess. So it's 4 in the morning. Got my nectarine for breakfast. And I've walked a total of 42 kilometers, past the marathon mark. I'm pretty sure I just have to walk 2 kilometers an hour for the rest of the challenge, and I'll make my goal. I'm also, after next hour, I'm gonna travel to a different spud shed. My feet are sore. After not moving too much during the night, I tensed up a little bit. But we'll get back to it. We're doing good. We can see not only first light, but light at the end of the tunnel. – 5 a.m. It's that time of day again. Well, decided to officially start my day. Another one of these protein iced coffees. Same way I did it yesterday. There's a shift change in there, thankfully, so didn't see the same employees again. And someone said good morning to me, so that's a good feeling. Well, just getting a few more kilometers in here, but I'm all done with this spud shed. It's been good. It's a great home for the night. Fed me well, peaceful, but it's time to move on. We're almost done with this challenge. Made it to the next spud shed. It's right at 6 o'clock now. Unfortunately, the mall it's in is closed, so you gotta see, there's gotta be like a back entrance or something. Spud shed's gotta be open 24/7. Second last trip into the spud. What are we gonna get? Just gonna take it easy. All I can do is this apple. My guts are ruined. And still got 2 kilometers to walk. Shoot over to the next location. 2 kilometers there. And then we hit the 50. We complete the Spudshed Ultra. 48 kilometers complete. Just gonna shoot off to the next location. The very first spud shed we were at for this challenge. My local one. Finish off the last 2 kilometers. Go in, make our final purchase of the challenge, and that'll be a wrap. This truly is an emotional time. It feels almost surreal. I almost can't believe I'm here. I'm on track to finish the first ever 24-hour Spudshed ultramarathon. All that's left to do is walk it home now. Almost certainly I will finish this immense, monumental achievement. And I will cement my name in Spudshed history. The only thing left to do, go inside and make my final purchase, which will be my prize for the completion of this incredible event. I'll be purchasing a plant, something that I can carry with me, that'll bring life and hope into my home and everywhere that I bring it. Something that I can nurture and care for, and will be an everlasting reminder of the incredible accomplishment that was achieved on this day. We just ticked over to the 24th hour, and at the same time we hit the 50th kilometer. History has been made. It's time to make our final purchase. Thank you very much. Well, the challenge is finally over. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope you're inspired to make history just like me.